He grabbed his right hand around the front of me and grabbed the inside of my underwear. She recalled he yanked down and said, "This is what I want to do to you. You would look so hot, so snatched," unquote. Before surgery, Johnson said Malavy asked her to, quote, "get naked for me," unquote, in front of two unidentified men who accompanied him to the prep room. She wanted to leave on her disposable underwear, but he said he became impatient, accusing her of being difficult. Oof. In the operating room, she said more unidentified men made comments about the number 11 tattooed on her forearm, joking about a nightclub in Miami called 1111 that is part strip club, and laughing about the naked women all around. I just kind of went numb. I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience, right? Dissociating, and like I wasn't even there. I wanted to run, Johnson said. Multiple women in the class action also allege harassment in the operating room, where they say Malavy and his associates would discuss their sex lives while prepping them for surgery. Men, I'm guessing? All men? Question mark. In a declaration attached to one of the lawsuits, a nurse said she witnessed Malavy comment on a patient's large lips while she was under anesthesia, saying he would do some crazy things to those lips. Another nurse said she saw Malavy comment on how, quote, hot a patient's butt was before he slapped it twice, according to the class action. A patient identified in the class action as GC said that Malavy conversed with another man while marking her up for surgery, saying things like, "I think these women look so hot. Here's someone that was a 4/5. We're going to make her look like an 8. During post-surgery visits, the women said Malavy would unexpectedly show off their naked bodies to potential clients or other visitors. A client identified as Cece in the class action said the doctor appeared in the room with an unknown man during her post-operative massage and spun her around like a trophy to showcase her naked body. Polly Valencia, a masseuse on staff, testified in a declaration attached to Martini's lawsuit that Malavy would bring her and other patients or unknown third parties into the room while she was performing a massage to show off their results without consent. Quote, his care for patients was just so fake. The way he would talk about them behind their backs, Valencia told the Daily Beast. I honestly thought at the end that he had just no humility or humanity left in him, only dollar signs. The complaints against the plastic surgeon also contain more serious allegations of jeopardizing patient health, including one instance in which the Malavy magic proved fatal. At 1 a.m. on August 30th, 2018, one of Malavy's patients arrived at a local hospital in an ambulance, unresponsive, after complaining of shortness of breath and collapsing. Hours earlier, according to the California Medical Board, she'd been on the surgeon's operating table, undergoing a tummy tuck and liposuction in which he allowed two unlicensed surgical techs to remove the fat from her abdomen, back, and thighs. A note Malavy wrote after visiting the patient in the hospital listed her prognosis as devastating and diagnosed her with an anoxic brain injury. The patient died 3 days later, the result of hemorrhaging from the surgical intervention, according to the medical board. How is this dude still practicing? Malavy settled with the patient's family in August 2020 for $1 million. Just $1 million? What? The medical board concluded its investigation 2 years later, accusing Malavy of gross negligence, I'll say dishonesty or corruption, failure to report the event on time, and general unprofessional conduct. It placed the doctor on a 90-day suspension and 10 years probation, requiring him to complete educational courses and obtain a practice monitor, and barring him from supervising other physicians. How is he still practicing? The discipline did not take effect until October 2022, more than 4 years after his patient passed away. So when Millie Martini, a 49-year-old hairdresser looking to treat herself with Malavy's famed liposuction procedure, searched his name on the medical board's website. In July 2022, she had no idea her future doctor was about to be temporarily barred from practicing medicine. Martini's story starts similarly to many of the other complainants' accounts, a rushed appointment that she left feeling unheard and pressured into signing up for a mommy makeover that included a breast lift and the removal of her implants. On the day of her surgery, she said she was rushed into an operating room where she was painted with betadine antiseptic solution while Malavi asked staff to put on loud, heavy metal music. What? I'm literally thinking, I need to run, I need to get out of here, but I was stuck, she said. When she woke up, Martini told the Daily Beast she was surprised to find herself slumped in a wheelchair in the office's hallway outside the operating room. Her confusion only grew when Malavi walked by and said there had been a problem with surgery. The lawsuit states she was transferred to a post-care facility where she learned in the middle of the night, when she said a nurse removed the bandage from her chest, that Malavi had not completed the surgery. Quote, I freaked the hell out about my nipples. She said they were black and oozing. They were not even attached. They were half off. Oh, stars, Halloween has truly come in the most Southern California and Hollywood of ways. These are the true horror tales. I don't know what is happening on American Horror Story, but this, to me, is the real American Horror Story. Suffering from debilitating pain, Martini returned to Malavi's office with the nipples not attached. Oh, I'm gonna faint. She returned to the office on August 25th for what she thought was a scheduled post-op appointment. The lawsuit states that she did not want more surgery and believed him when he said he just wanted to clean her nipples under the surgical lights, unquote. The next thing she knew, she was waking from a procedure. Quote, I looked down and there was blood coming out of my ace bandage on my chest, she said. When I went home, I took off the ace bandage and I saw that I had no nipples, unquote. Ooh-wee. I don't know if I could control myself if a doctor did that to me. And I'm using restrained language here. Martini went to her local hospital days later, where her lawsuit states doctors diagnosed her with acute sepsis, left leg cellulitis, and acute blood loss anemia. She said doctors also told her she would have died if she waited another 24 hours to seek care. What about her nipples? Oh my God. Oh my God. She underwent a third surgery to remove the compromised breast tissue and breast implants and insert chest expanders in their place. The hospital pathology report states that Martini's breast tissue the blood of the lamb, friends. Her breast tissue had extensive necrosis, ulceration, and abscess formation, and he let her walk out with no follow-up. Oh my goodness. I hope she had the best insurance in the world, because this sounds, on top of the plastic surgery that went left, like it's expensive. She was released from the hospital on August 31st, stopped seeing Malavi, thank God, about 2 weeks later, and sued him for medical battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress in June. I don't think he cares anymore. I think he got his money. He sounds bored. Heavy metal music? And who are these strange men who are unlicensed, roaming around looking at patients pre and post and during op? Question mark, allegedly, in my humble opinion. Many of the women in the class action suit allege similarly botched procedures and occasionally life-threatening results. One woman, identified as CSJ, suffered a collapsed lung and required hospitalization. Others, including the 16-year-old, reported suffering severe burns during their surgeries. From what? 3 women developed MRSA, a life-threatening infection. Valencia, the masseuse, said in a signed declaration attached to Martini's suit that she regularly witnessed Malavi leave the operating room with patients on the